Africa. I know this is beyond the average person doesn't care about this stuff. I understand it. I really do. But there comes a point where you have to pay attention to what a liar this man is. I'm sorry. I know it shocks you. I know it makes you unhappy to hear this. But how can he have the nerve to say he's going to cut wasteful programs totaling more than $18 billion in one breath, and then say, I call on you to increase HIV AIDS spending in Africa by an additional $30 billion? Doesn't anyone do the math other than Michael Savage? Am I the only person? And I personally wouldn't send 10 cents to Africa, if you want to know the truth. You say, well, I'm being racist? No, I'll tell you what. I'd cut off all foreign aid. That includes Israel. That includes Egypt. I would cut it all off. We can't afford it anymore. This Pax Americana is over. It's not 1952. We're not just on the heels of a World War II victory. It's a new world order. We're no longer the superpower that we were. Our economy is in trouble. Our currency is in trouble. We have no leadership. Cut off all foreign aid. Let them all sink or swim, as far as I'm concerned, or let them make new alliances. That's all. If they're a truly viable nation state, they'll make new alliances. They won't have to suck us dry. I am sick of paying 50 to 60% of my income to the government. I'm sick of it. And if you think 50 to 60% of your income is high, you're right. But you've seen nothing yet. Unless we put in a new breed of politician, you'll be paying 80 or 90% of your salary. Now, what about the money they're going to so-called send back to America? What about this $150 billion or whatever they say they're going to print to give to the people? $146 billion plan would send rebates of $600 to $1,200 to most taxpayers. So let me see if I understand this. Although I'm in the high income bracket, I don't get a dime. But somebody who made $3,000 gets back $1,200? Is that it? Why should I not get a rebate? Maybe I want to buy something with it. Maybe I want to give it to somebody. Maybe I want to give it to a charity. Why is the high-income taxpayer excluded from this? And why is the low end included in this? If this is not communism, I'd like to know what is. I'll take your calls right now on the Savage Nation. Chicago, TJ, quickly go ahead.
Hey, Michael, big fan of the show. Just wanted to say you're absolutely right about this. I'm livid that he's asking for $30 billion for Africa. I don't care about the African lives as much as I care about American lives. They're not as important to me because they're not American.
Thank you. Period. End the story clean. Same feeling. Totally. Who cares? Number 2, next caller. Cleveland, Ohio. Bob disagrees. He's on the other side. Go ahead, Bob. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I think we ought to be giving money to Africa because these people are dying. I think, you make me think of somebody who would say during World War II or when the Nazis were operating concentration camps, well, hey, let the Jews die. They're not American.
Oh, here we go. Everything is the Jews in the concentration camps. Now, how could you compare AIDS in Africa or malaria in Africa to Jews in concentration camps? Where is the flaw in your genetic structure that you can make that comparison?
You have masses of people dying, and their deaths could be prevented.
They could be prevented how? How could they be prevented?
Education.
Education? Are you kidding me? The homosexual community's been educating us for the last 30 years. Has that stopped the spread of AIDS?
Yes, in the homosexual community, it's not like it's not what it was during the 70s.
Wait, hold on a minute. Don't give me this nonsense about education. It's not about education. It's about behavior. You want to talk about AIDS? It's about a behavioral modification. All the education in the world is not going to control it.
I think those people in Africa, I don't think they don't have the education we have over here. So they need to be educated about AIDS.
Educated by whom?
By us. We ought to be sending people over there. Look, I think...
Wait, hold on. Be sending people over there to do what? To teach them what? Show them what? Give me an example of the education that you would propose to send to Africa to control the AIDS epidemic. Go ahead.
I would tell them, look, you get Africa through you get AIDS through sexual contact. And the best way to prevent AIDS to getting AIDS is to practice abstinence.
Oh, has that worked in the homosexual communities in America?
I think
we have spent billions of dollars. The gay communities have sucked us dry on this nonsense about education. And what has it gotten us? A new epidemic. So don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself for 1 minute, Bob. You're mistaken. It's not your problem. Now, if you're a bleeding heart liberal, why don't you go over there and educate the Africans on controlling their impulses? Maybe that would be a good start.
When I serve this country.
Oh, here we go. You serve. They all serve. They're all patent. Everyone who calls is a patent. They all served. You served yourself a nice hefty check every month out of my pocket. That's what you served. You bum, you. The only thing you served is yourself out of my money. You served yourself from my pocket already. Already it's the Holocaust because I don't want to give any more money to Africa. You hear? A Holocaust already I'm causing. What do you think about Darfur where your friends, the Arab Muslims, are slaughtering black Christians? What do you think about that? How's about that for a real Holocaust? How's that for a real Holocaust? Your friends, the Arab Muslims, slaughtering innocent Christians who are black in Darfur. How come you didn't hear a word about that from Bush? You didn't hear a word about it? Why, you didn't figure that one out? You didn't see it on Al Gore's television show? While you were worried about global warming? Now tell me it's my problem. I cause global warming too. Why don't you spend more money on global warming? Tell me how the money's going to stop global warming, which doesn't exist. Don't you people understand that you're being deceived and you're being misled? Don't you get it? What's wrong with you liberals? Answer. Liberalism is a mental disorder. The guilt has permeated the soul of the liberal to such an extent that it's poisoned their mind they can't think. Liberalism is a mental disorder. They'd rather go over the cliff with their agenda than stop for a minute and think as to where they're going with their agenda. They don't understand their agenda has pulled them over the cliff, is pulling America over the cliff, and threatens to pull us over the cliff. They don't want to stop and admit they're wrong. They want to keep pulling the country over the cliff with their liberal agenda. And George Bush is the best president liberals have ever had. He has expanded the size of the federal government beyond that of the last three presidents. Do you understand that he is not a conservative? Do you get that yet?